Well, hello there. We got a very extra interesting story today.
Yes. I know you'll see it behind me. It is not the best setup of a green screen, but it is a setup of a green screen. So if you about to start talking, hating, suck it easy. Because we doing big things. We upgrading around here. You feel me? So, yay. I'm a little late on this video because of the green screen. I had to reposition it and, hang it from the ceiling. And then I had to mess with the settings and really learn how to use that shit. It's kind of complicated. I thought it was simple, but it's got a little more tricks and the weasels up its the whistle. What? We about to watch another animation. Go ahead, hit that like if you're returning. Hit that sub. Yeah, that one with the bell on top. And if you return, welcome back. How you doing? How your week been? How your day going? Goddamn it. Shit. Tell me something, nigga. Throw something down in the comments. If this video hit 10 likes, 15, 12, right in the middle. Hit 12 likes, I'll drop Man of Madon on Wednesday. I'll record it after this after this video, and I'll drop it on Wednesday. So that way I can have some time to edit it and do what I want. It's all up to y'all. Whoever want to watch. Slap me 12 likes and we doing that damn thing. You feel me? So, without further ado, this is from Nightmare Tales. They got 123,000 subs. Not too big, so I don't think I've seen any of these. 8 minutes. Leave a link down in the description if you want to check out any of they shit. You feel me? So, yeah. Without further ado, throw on these good Astros, and we gonna watch this damn scary and animation. First, and how y'all like that new sub? That sub animation took me about an hour to make that. Leave me a thumbs up for that new, sub animation.
In the southern highlands of the Australian state of New South Wales, the Belangolo State Forest is home to an enormous area of plantation pine and native forestry. It's free to access for all and is popular for four-wheel driving, trail bike riding, and forest camping.
Wow, really?
In December 1989, two American tourists set off into the forest with the intention to spend several days hiking and camping as they made their way from one side of the forest to the other. Both physically fit and experienced in hiking and orienteering, their first day was spent trekking up into the hills to gain a solid viewpoint from which to survey the land around them. From one of the highest points, the view was spectacular, so the couple stopped to rest and take in the beauty of their surroundings. Whilst observing the vastness of the countryside, the man pondered how easy it would be to come lost out here, or worse, to disappear completely.
Why would you say those things?
As she took a drink, the woman dislodged a small rock, knocking it off the edge and sending it falling hundreds of feet into the water below. She felt a chill as she realized how easy it would be to fall off, and how slim the chances of survival would be.
On another note, how easy to slip off? You mean how easy it is to get thrown off? Just pass, get off, and you done.
Were completely alone. However, this changed when they realized they could hear the sound of footsteps heading up the hill behind them. The man could make out the silhouette of a single person who had stopped and was just standing there.
Chilling.
Although this wasn't particularly unusual, it still didn't feel quite right, so he told his girlfriend that he thought it would be best if they kept moving. She nodded in agreement, and they set off to find an area to camp for the night.
But y'all ain't bring no gun,
As night fell over the forest, the temperature dropped quickly. Fortunately for the couple, they'd managed to set up their tent while they still had light, and had set up a campfire on which they cooked their dinner. They then sat and relaxed, staring deeply into the fire as they reflected on the day that had just gone, and excitedly pondered the next few days and what lay ahead.
Okay.
They soon retired to the tent and were asleep within minutes, thanks to the efforts of the day.
What does that mean, eh?
The forest was at no time completely silent. There are dozens of nocturnal animals in Australia, and due to this, at night the forest comes alive with the sound of insects and marsupials. The couple felt quite comfortable sleeping to these sounds of nature and felt there were nothing particularly out of the ordinary,
Okay.
until the man was awoken by the sound of what he thought was crying.
That's why
He leaned over to his girlfriend, her if she could hear it too. However, she was in a deep sleep, clearly undisturbed by this unsettling sound. The man then sat up and opened the tent door ever so slightly in order to see if he might be able to discover where the crying was coming from. He was frozen with fear when he realized that a large man had sat down at their campsite and was the source of the sobbing.
And was just chilling. All in
The man
fire.
then leaned back to his girlfriend and whispered as quietly as he could, "There's a man outside. There's a man outside the tent." Even though he shook her, she did not stir,
You ain't shaking
and he
hard
realized he would be better off leaving her to sleep until he figured out what to
enough. One
do
of them.
next.
She get up.
He lay there silently in the dark for several minutes,
Shake
listening
it
to the stranger talk to himself, and slowly the sobbing subsided. The man then decided that this stranger was of no threat to them, as it appeared he was either lost or homeless. Either way, he needed help, or at least someone to talk to. The man then stepped out of the tent and spoke to the stranger. "Hello," he said. "Are you lost?"
Don't start
"No,"
fucking up now.
the man replied. "I just needed to sit and think for a moment. I saw that your fire was still smoldering, so
He's like, yes, just thinking about killing you.
I figured I would just sit here until I figured things out." "Oh," the man replied. "That's fine. What's the matter?" The man then sat down and spent the next few hours talking with the stranger.
Okay.
The stranger was at a crossroads in his life and appeared to be lacking the confidence to commit to the choices he had made. The man managed to convince him that any decision he makes would ultimately be the right one, and that sometimes it's better to follow your heart instead of your head.
That's the wrong thing to say in the woods with a
The
random
stranger seemed re-energized by this and thanked the man for giving him the motivation he needed to continue.
to continue killing
The
people.
night went on, so did the conversation, until the stranger decided it was time for him to leave, and so he did.
He coming back later.
The man returned to sleep in the tent and slept through, undisturbed until the next morning when he relayed the events of the night to his girlfriend. She
She's still
thought that this was
sleeping. Oh,
indeed
okay,
very
I was about
odd,
to say.
and thought that he was making it all up, as she hadn't slept well at all due to the man's incessant snoring. The man laughed this off, and the couple went on with their hike, spending the next few days venturing deeper into the forest, followed by a few more days in the state capital Sydney, before boarding a plane home to America. On the flight home, the man's thoughts wandered back to the unusual meeting and
better not be
conversation
in
with the
video,
strange
because that
man
shit
in the
was-
forest.
Not scary.
His girlfriend was adamant it didn't happen. And it was indeed so bizarre, he was beginning to question the reality of it himself. 4 years later,
Okay.
late one night in a dive bar in Chicago, the man looked up at a local news broadcast only to be shocked by what he saw. The presenter was relaying information about a serial killer who had been sentenced to jail for 7 consecutive life sentences, one for each of his victims. The report told of the dates when the victims went missing, and a feeling of terror and guilt ripped through the man as he realized that the first victim would have been around the exact time he had met this stranger.
Dang. He gave him the willpower to go on and kill people, like I said. That's crazy, but it ain't scary, you know? That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead and check out their channel, but I fucks with it. What I don't understand is there ain't nothing I don't understand. I was about to say something stupid, but I like it. It was cool, you know? But he gave him the willpower to go on and kill people. That's why you don't just tell random ass strangers in the woods at night at your campfire to, you know, maybe you should have asked them more questions about, hey, why are you crying, huh? You know, what's the big deal? Or maybe he did. I just probably zoned out for a second. I have issues, okay? But if you like the video, slap me with one of them thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. You fucked up if you ain't subscribed yet and you've been checking out my videos. That's real fucked up. And if you already subscribed to your boy, you know, put the bell on top too. I appreciate people like you, you know. And you slide me down with them comments. I appreciate the people like you. Y'all know who I'm really talking about. People who come through, slide me with them comments, them likes, and you know, that good support. And I also return when I get the time too. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do all that stuff I said, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, and come again.